1 hour answering general knowledge questions. Are you ready? Let's get started. Who is the god of the underworld in Greek mythology? The feared and hated Hades. Your best friend moved to Paraguay's capital. If you wanted to visit him, you would have to buy a ticket to Asunción. Which clothing brand has a crocodile as its logo? Lacoste. What was the first cryptocurrency? Bitcoin. Which movie won the Oscar for Best Picture in 2023? Oppenheimer. Listen carefully and guess the language.
I like to plan, so I'll tell you in detail what will happen to me today.
We'll play it for you one more time.
Я, в принципе, люблю планировать, поэтому я тебе расскажу максимально подробно, как у меня пройдет день.
It's Russian.
I like to plan, so I'm going to tell you in detail what's going to happen to me today.
Which of these three words has stress on the third to last syllable? Words stressed on the third to last syllable, such as murciélago, have the accent on the antepenultimate syllable. What car did they use in the Back to the Future movie trilogy to travel through time? A DeLorean. Where is the music group BTS from? South Korea. According to the Bible, where was Jesus Christ born? In Bethlehem. According to Greek mythology, who did Narcissus fall in love with? With his own reflection. Where did rugby originate? In England. Who is the largest producer of avocados in the world? It's Mexico. What is the official distance of a marathon? It's 42.195 kilometers. With which sea is the Mediterranean Sea connected through the Suez Canal? With the Red Sea. Which movie made the phrase "Hasta la vista, baby" famous? Terminator 2. According to the Bible, who built a vessel to save himself from the Great Flood? Noah. What is the name of this famous singer? It's Taylor Swift. Which civilization developed cuneiform writing? The Sumerians. In which television series does the character Sheldon Cooper appear? The Big Bang Theory. If a ship sails northward, which cardinal point is it heading towards? To the north. What is the common name of this mussel? They're the calves. Which of these three countries is in Europe? Malta. What breed is this dog? It's a Rottweiler. What is the real flag of Germany? The flag of Germany is the one in option A. Which city is home to the famous artwork known as the Mona Lisa? In Paris. Who is this soccer player? Ronaldinho from Brazil. What is the largest island in the Caribbean Sea? The island of Cuba. What is the symbol of the euro? It's option B. What is the only African country whose official language is Spanish? Equatorial Guinea. In which U.S. state is the famous Area 51 located? In the state of Nevada. What is the witch's name in The Little Mermaid? Ursula. What movie is this scene from? It's Dune Part 2. Which of these three animals is herbivorous? Elephant. Which river runs through the city of Paris? The Seine River. Are there more kangaroos than people in Australia? True or false? It's true. The Minotaur is a monster from Greek mythology with the body of a man and the head of a... head of a bull. What is the capital of Nigeria? The city of Abuja. Who played Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games movie series? Jennifer Lawrence. What chronic disease is characterized by high blood sugar levels? Diabetes. What type of leaf is represented in the center of the Canadian flag? A maple leaf. In what year did Barack Obama begin his first term as President of the United States? In the year 2009. Which country achieved the first landing on the far side of the moon in 2019? It was China. Which natural phenomenon is measured by the Richter scale? Earthquakes. In which country was the Lego company founded? In Denmark. What is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust? Aluminum. What is the capital of Puerto Rico? The city of San Juan. What is a person who suffers from acrophobia afraid of? Heights. Who appears on the US $100 bill? Benjamin Franklin. Which country is home to the Black Forest? In Germany. Which was the first country to use paper money? It was China. What is the name of the reading and writing system used by blind people? It's the Braille system. Where does the Danube River flow into? Into the Black Sea. In what year did Michael Jackson die? In the year 2009. Who is the founder of Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg. Which muscle is this? It's the trapezius muscle. How do you say Martes in English? Tuesday. Sound travels faster in water than in air. True or false? It's true. In which country did the martial art known as Muay Thai originate? In Thailand. Which country is the largest producer of sugarcane? It's Brazil. What is the medical specialty that deals with treating diseases of newborns? Neonatology. By camels store water in their humps. True or false? That's false. Where is Torres del Paine National Park located? In Chile. What is the name of the three-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld in Greek mythology? His name is Cerberus. What is the name of the actor who played Michael Scott in the series The Office? Steve Carell. Which country is located between Spain and France? Andorra. Which is the only country in South America that has Dutch as its official language? Suriname. What approximate percentage of the world's population is left-handed? Around 10%. Which of these diseases is caused by the bite of an infected mosquito? Yellow fever. Where were the 2020 Olympic Games held? In Tokyo. Which of these is a representative dish of Peruvian cuisine? Ceviche. What is the capital of Morocco? Rabat. In which ocean is Hawaii located? In the Pacific Ocean. A person who suffers from halitosis has? Halitosis is the medical term that describes bad breath. How many months of the year have 31 days? Seven months. With which sport does the triathlon begin? With swimming. Which country is this flag from? It's the flag of Hungary. What is the demonym for people born in Moscow, Russia? They are Muscovites. How many angles does a circumference have? Circumferences don't have angles. How many hours are there in a week? And 168. How often is the Soccer World Cup held? Every 4 years. What animal bit Peter Parker, giving him superpowers? A radioactive spider. What is the chemical symbol for nitrogen? N. In which sea is the Bermuda Triangle located? In the Caribbean Sea. In which country is Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa? In Tanzania? What is the name of the main villain in Disney's Aladdin movie? Jafar! Who has been the president of Russia since 2012? Vladimir Putin. Listen carefully and identify the language.
That wins. People look at us with a sense of.
Listen to it one more time.
People look at. Of.
It's the Portuguese language.
People look at us as a reference.
What is inflamed in a person with nephritis? The kidneys. On which planet in the solar system does a day last longer than a year? On Venus. Which major city in the United States is crossed by the Hudson River? New York City. Which hero is known as the Man of Steel? Superman. Which is the real flag of Ecuador? Flag C is the correct one. What is the name of the school where Harry Potter and his friends study? Hogwarts. Who is known as the father of history? Herodotus. Which vitamin is necessary to treat scurvy? Vitamin C. Which of these countries is Spain? Spain is C. Which planet in the solar system is known as the blue planet? The Earth. Which Greek goddess was born from the sea foam? Aphrodite. Where was the soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo born? In Portugal. What is the most common eye color in the world? Brown. In which animated series does Dove Beer appear? In The Simpsons. Which of these flowers is a tulip? Correct, it's option C. What did Johannes Gutenberg invent? The modern printing press. How do you say thank you in Japanese? You say arigato. Which of these three paintings is a self-portrait by Pablo Picasso? The painting in option C. How many zeros are there in a million? 6 zeros. Who was the director of the movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial? Steven Spielberg. What is the name of this Disney character? It's Donald Duck. Listen carefully and identify the musical instrument. Listen to it one more time. Was it the sound of a piano? In which part of the body is hemoglobin produced? In the bone marrow. Which of these three countries is Uruguay? Uruguay's territory is A. What is the country of origin of Parmesan cheese? Parmesan cheese was created in Italy. What phenomenon occurs when the moon comes between the Earth and the sun? A solar eclipse. Which Egyptian god is known as the god of wisdom, writing, science, and magic?
Dot.
What is the name of the cowboy toy in Toy Story? It's Woody. What imaginary line divides the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres? The equator. What does carcinology study? Crustaceans. What is the name of the trophy awarded to the Super Bowl champion? Vince Lombardi. What is 25% of 200? $50. How do you write 623 in Roman numerals?
DCXXIII.
What does a light year measure? A light year measures distance. In which state of the United States is Google's main headquarters located? In California. How many minutes are there in 4 hours? 240 minutes. The Eiffel Tower was originally painted red. True or false? It's true! Which god is equivalent to Zeus in Roman mythology? Jupiter is the main god in Roman mythology. What is the device called that doctors use to view X-rays? It's called an X-ray viewer. What is the square root of 64? It's 8. In boxing, are kicks allowed? True or false? It's false. Into how many countries was Czechoslovakia divided in 1993?
593.
into two countries, Czechia and Slovakia. Who was the top leader of Cuba from 1959 to 2008?
8.
It was Fidel Castro. Which country won the FIFA World Cup in 2014? The German national team. Who wrote The Art of War? There are two. What is the other popular name for the Volkswagen Type 1 car? The Beetle. What is the medical term that describes the breaking of a bone? Fracture. What is the official currency of South Korea? It's the won. In what country is Tucumán International Airport located? In Panama. In what year was former U.S. President John F. Kennedy assassinated? In the year 1963.
63.
Besides radium, what other chemical element was discovered by Marie Curie? Polonium. How do you say feliz in English? It's happy. Which country is the Cruz Azul soccer team from? It's a Mexican soccer team. Which country is known for having the Foreign Legion as part of its army? The Foreign Legion belongs to France. Which planet in the solar system has the shortest day? Jupiter. Who was the goddess of the moon in Greek mythology? Selene. Which country has the largest freshwater reserves? Brazil. What is the sound that cows make called? Moo. What does orography study? Mountains. Which layer of the atmosphere is located between the stratosphere and the thermosphere? The mesosphere. Which luxury car brand uses an emblem with a trident? Maserati. How many bones does a human hand have? The human hand has 27 bones. Which of these three is a viviparous animal? The bear is viviparous. Oil and water mix very well. True or false? That's false. Which natural resource was crucial for the development of the Industrial Revolution? Coal! Which country is shown on the map? It's Romania. What is the demonym for people born in Sao Paulo, Brazil? They're Paulistanos. What is the name of the point inside the Earth where an earthquake starts? It's the hypocenter. According to the Bible, who received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai? It was Moses. What is a person who suffers from one-irophobia afraid of? Of sleeping. Where is the Rolex watch company from? It's a Swiss company. Which of these 3 novels was written by Bram Stoker? Dracula. Which war took place between 1939 and 1945?
145.
World War II. Which Egyptian queen had a romance with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony? Dude, back up. Which historical period followed the Middle Ages? The Modern Age. Who is this famous actress, model, and singer? Marilyn Monroe. With which country does Brazil share its longest border? With Bolivia. Who created Dragon Ball? Akira Toriyama from Japan. Which country has a larger area, Spain or Venezuela? The correct answer is Venezuela. What is the title of this painting? The Kiss by the painter Gustav Klimt. What is the chemical element with the symbol CO? Cobalt! What is South Africa's official flag? The flag of South Africa is B. Which part of the eye is responsible for regulating the amount of light that reaches the retina? The iris. Which of these 3 basketball players is Michael Jordan? If you chose option A, you got it right. What is the back part of a ship called? It's the stern. What is the disorder called in which a person feels an irresistible urge to start fires? Pyromania. Which Roman general is famous for the phrase, "the die is cast"? Julius Caesar. Besides Bolivia, which other South American country is landlocked? Paraguay. Which of these three countries is Egypt? The territory of Egypt is B. Which Portuguese explorer led the first expedition to circumnavigate the Earth? Ferdinand Magellan. How many rooks does a chess player have at the start of a game? Two rooks. Fernando, what's this Disney character's name? It's Jumbo Jr., better known as Dumbo. Which river flows through London? The River Thames. In which country is the region of Catalonia? Subscribe now and become a general knowledge expert. In Spain. How many years are in a quindennium? A quindennium is 15 years. What is inflamed in a person with gastritis? The stomach. What is this sport called? It's fencing. Listen carefully and identify the musical genre.
Subscribe and become an expert.
Listen to it one more time. It was Zamba. Which country does this flag belong to? It's the flag of Australia. Which Greek philosopher is known for an important mathematical theorem that bears his name? Pythagoras. Which of these mathematical symbols is used to represent the square root? The correct symbol is option C. What is the most populous state in the United States? California. What is the brand of this vehicle? It's a Toyota. Which animal pretends to be dead when it feels threatened? The opossum. In which country is the city of Stuttgart? In Germany. What famous battle pitted 300 Spartan soldiers against the Persian army? The Battle of Thermopylae. What is the least densely populated country in the world? It's Mongolia. Which country is Emmanuel Macron the president of? France. What mythological creature appears in the center of the flag of Bhutan? A dragon. What is the largest island in Africa? The island of Madagascar. Which river does the Bible say Jesus Christ was baptized in? In the Jordan River. In the Harry Potter universe, on which platform do you take the train to get to Hogwarts? On platform 9 3/4. In which country is the Alhambra located? In Spain. What is the name of this sculpture? It's David. What is the name of Winnie the Pooh's donkey friend? Eeyore. Which mountain range forms the natural border between Andorra, France, and Spain? The Pyrenees. What do you call a word that has the opposite meaning of another? It's an antonym. Do electric charges of opposite signs attract or repel each other? They attract each other. Who was the Queen of France who was executed during the French Revolution? Marie Antoinette. What is the nationality of the singer Luis Miguel? Luis Miguel is Mexican. Who said one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind? Astronaut Neil Armstrong. What is the driest non-polar desert on the planet? The Atacama Desert in Chile. Which continent is home to 60% of the world's population? The Asian continent. Which of these animals sleeps 22 hours a day? The koala. Which city has the highest number of skyscrapers in the world? Hong Kong. Which country is the largest producer of olive oil in the world? Spain. What is the only country in the world whose name starts with the letter O? Oman. What poison, famous for its paralyzing effects, was used for the execution of Socrates? Hemlock. What is the name of Amazon's virtual assistant? Alexa. What does a forester do? They grow and care for forests. How many tens are there in 100? There are 10 tens in 100. In which oceans are the Galapagos Islands located? In the Pacific Ocean. Which of these three shapes is an octagon? The octagon is A. What numerical value does the letter D represent in Roman numerals? $500. What is the name of this bone? It's the radius. Which country has Athens as its capital city? Athens is the capital of Greece. What can a person who suffers from anosmia do? Smell. What is the name of this actor? It's Adam Sandler. What is the unit of measurement for energy in the International System of Units? Joule. In which city is the Wailing Wall located? In the city of Jerusalem. What is the name of the hammer of the Norse god Thor? It's Mjolnir. What is the name of Superman's home planet? Krypton. Who wrote the picture of Dorian Gray? Oscar Wilde. Which character created by William Shakespeare says the famous phrase, "To be or not to be"? That is the question. Hamlet said it. Which is the least used letter in the Spanish language? The letter W. Which revolution began with the storming of the Bastille in 1789? The French Revolution. Which ancient empire had its capital in Cusco? The Inca Empire. Who is this historical figure? It's Leonardo da Vinci. Which of these three monuments is in India? The Taj Mahal. What energy source do Tesla cars use? Electricity. What was the acronym for the main intelligence agency of the Soviet Union?
KGB.
Which of these three flags is the flag of Pakistan? The flag of Pakistan is option C. What is the name of the garden where Adam and Eve lived according to the Bible? The Garden of Eden. Which country has the largest number of pyramids? Sudan. What is the first organ that forms in a human embryo? The heart. Which Disney princess has long magical hair? Rapunzel. What is the capital of Iceland? The city of Reykjavik. What is the only bird that can fly backwards? The hummingbird. Did humans and dinosaurs coexist, true or false? That's totally false. Who used the term artificial intelligence for the first time? It was John McCarty in 1956. What is the Holy Book of Islam? The Quran. Which of these dinosaurs is a velociraptor? The velociraptor is option A. Which is the second largest planet in the solar system? Saturn. Where is the highest waterfall in the world located? In Venezuela. What is a person who suffers from vatophobia afraid of? The depths. What is the second largest country in the world by area? Canada. What is the longest river in Asia? The Yangtze River in China. By what nickname is Queen Isabella I of Castile known? Isabella the Catholic. Thank you to everyone who has commented on our videos and posts. Here are some other great videos that you might find interesting. See you in the next Dosis de Cultura. See you soon.